Ayo, what's poppin'? It's your boy. You already know. This is, and, uh, alright, let's just start it, right? So, it's been a couple months now since the, release of World Slayers, right? And, people wanted to shit on me because I said that it should have been free. Because it should have been free, right? The the last video I made for Outriders, I really explained it, and I'll go ahead and explain it a little bit here. So, you look at a base game when it releases. Most games that are AAA, not even just AAA, just most games in general, when they release, roughly a little over $60, close to $70, right? And forgive me if I sound a little fucked up. I have a cold, so forgive me. There's no editing I can do to fucking wipe this out, so you'll just have to deal with it. Um, but a game comes out roughly like 60, $70. And then you have games that have come out like Remnant from the Ashes that was $40, right? Full game. And the DLC, nobody cared. Nobody cared to pay for it. You feel me? Nobody cared to pay for it because the game was phenomenal. It had aspects of the game that kept the game new. It kept it refreshing. Everything changed. Bosses changed. The map was like, you know, it evolved with your gameplay. And it kept the user um, entertained, per se. Like, it kept you guessing. I mean, there was no telling. Like, you could end up refreshing a map, and you can have, like, 6 different playthroughs before you finally get a different boss. And then that boss has 2 chances of, depending on how you take it down, to get one of its weapons or one of its items. Whereas, you play Outriders, come on. We've all played it. I haven't played World Slayer. I refuse to buy it. Right? But we all know, like, when you dive into it, what does it have? It's the same play. It's the same gameplay. Doesn't matter how you look at it. It's still the same gameplay. That's just it. It's the fucking same gameplay. And, nothing changes. And granted, there's a lot of games that do that. There's a lot of games that are that exact same way. But companies have ways to incorporate things into the game, right? They have things that they can incorporate, like events and different kinds of stuff like that, that keep the game, like, they keep it active, they keep it fresh, um, just things like that, right? And the issue with Outriders is within the actual genre of the game, you need to have something that's continuously coming out. You need to have something like events or something for the player base to actually fight towards, right? If you just artificially inflate the difficulty, and you just artificially inflate how long it takes for somebody to level, to grind, to acquire gear. People aren't going to want to do that. Like, you're only going to now appeal to, like, a very small percentile of gamers who don't care, right? You have people, and I can say this from, my own perspective, right? When Vanilla came out, I grinded the hell out of the game when it came out. Okay, I farmed everything. Within like the first couple weeks, I was already almost maxed on my accolades, and it really sat with me because I was like, you have to really sit and realize how much time you're putting into something. And it was too much, man. Like I went and me and an uh me and an ex buddy of mine, we used to run lobbies together, and we did it mostly to help others. I did this live to help others on Twitch because I didn't want to see people struggling no more, man. Like I was sitting here, I was fucking streaming, and people would always pop in the stream. Yo, can I join you? Yo, can I join you? And I'm a player who likes to play solo for a lot of stuff. I'll play with people, but my play style really sits like I kind of like doing a lot of stuff on my own because I don't really have to like worry about how other people are playing. Like if somebody goes down, then I have to worry about what I'm doing. I have to change it. It's just a mindset, right? And I started really seeing how the community was suffering. And a lot of people don't see that at all. They go on Reddit, they go on Twitter. Oh, the game's just fine. You guys just don't like it. No, fam. Take it from, like, the people who've been there and seen it. Like, the community was struggling, right? Like, the community was struggling. There's a reason that this game has such a fucking, like, broad modded market. There's a reason. People don't want to farm it. And it's not a matter of them not wanting to farm. Some of these people have no problem farming out content. But when you peak content to a certain degree, people don't want to farm it anymore. People see how hard it is. Like, you have one shotgun in the game. If you farm for 5 weeks and you still don't get that shotgun, you're not going to want to play this game. You're not going to want to play the game at all. You feel me? You're not going to want to play it. Why are you going to want to play it? The one gun you want that can help make your build perfect. And after 5 weeks, you're still struggling. Right? Like, what's the point? What's the point? But that's not only it, right? Like, I was sitting back earlier and I seen a video where there was a content creator who was talking about how, like, the game doesn't have much for him anymore. And, their content's been lacking. Look, this is me doing a response to that video. A lot of it, I'll agree. A lot of it, I'll agree. But there's certain things that I don't agree with, and we're gonna go over two of them. right? Because there was two things I didn't agree with. One thing he said was how the builds, like, because he's got work and so forth like that, he doesn't have the ability. He just has ideas. Let's be real. Let's be 100% real. There is not enough build diversity in this game to do much. There isn't. You have one tree, right? You have one tree. You choose which path you want to go, up, down, and that might give you like 3 builds. If you do them completely different. And that's if they're even viable. And then you have the gear sets, right? The gear sets, you can't change stats, right? You can't change them. So what's that do? That limits you. Like, you can't use this gear because, what if you're building a firepower build? And this gear set gives you all the benefits you need. But when you look at the stats, the attributes, health, fucking health, doesn't give you firepower, it gives you health. Doesn't give you cooldown reduction, it gives you something fucking even more dumb that you don't need. And then all of a sudden, your entire build then, it can't rely on it. It can't rely on it at all. Right? And back in the day, when I was actually playing this game, me and a buddy of mine, we got to the point where we were about to do a little series, right, of potential of the game, to where we could see how gear would look and what the stats would look like and how they would play if we were able to actually roll certain bits of gear, right? So if you were able to pull the perfect legendary set, per se, right, then you would be able to, what? You feel me? You'd be able to have the perfect legendary set. You'd be able to have it do exactly what you want it to do. You'll have all the 3 perfect attributes. And you can't do that in the game. And this is the character that we did it on. So, while this is loading in, let's go ahead and just continue on talking, right? So, another thing I want to talk about, they were talking about the mods, right? The mods. They were talking about how, they don't know where in the script and so forth that PCF went wrong with modding. I can tell you exactly where they went wrong with modding. It's not hard. It's not rocket science to know where PCF went wrong. They were so dead center on holding their ground with... Hold on. I kind of figured I was going to have that pop up. But they were so dead center on, having these open lobbies, right? Open lobbies. Fucking peer-to-peer. They were so dead set on it. But what... And I've been... Like, this has literally been a topic I've been talking about since the beginning of the game, and everyone's always shit on me for it. Everybody's always shit on me for it because of my stance and what I've said about it. But I'm going to say it again. Because fucking 40 times or more isn't enough for people to get to that point where they understand it. Right? When you're hosting on a peer-to-peer connection, if you have mods on and somebody joins you in matchmaking, they are now under your connection. Okay? They're under your connection. If you're connected using a mod at all, that mod's now infecting the game's current, like, I'm trying to think of the less, like, technical way to explain it for those who aren't as technical savvy. Basically, the mod itself is infecting the game files, right? And I say infecting because it's changing the values and so forth of the actual in-game files that came with the game. It's changing them, okay? Because that's how they're modding it. They're changing the values to amplify and do certain things that the game wasn't programmed to do, okay? When you join them, now you have those right there. Like, it's there. You don't have the ability to change things, but you are now in there, which allows this person to be able to do whatever the fuck they want. Okay? It's the same thing as if you go to a McDonald's and you don't have privacy on your laptop and there's other people online using that public Wi-Fi. It's a security issue. It's a security breach because anybody in that public Wi-Fi can gain access to your machine because it's currently on the network as long as they know how to. And that's exactly how it works. So if you were, per se, to put this game on a dedicated server, guess what? Now, nobody's going to be able to mod it because there's no save files. The save files go from player to PCF server. Every so forth, every so often, you'll see the save file thing pop up. That means it's transferring its little packet from mailbox to mailbox, right? Because that's essentially what a packet is. So it's a little envelope. It's like putting mail in the mailbox and waiting for, it to go from point A to point B. That's exactly what it is. So that's all they're doing. And then you don't have to worry about somebody having an infected thing, because if they do have mods on, it's not going to affect you because those servers are now controlled by PCF. And if this one person's modding, it's only going to stick to them. It's like putting them in their own little bubble. Now they can't do anything to anybody else. Everybody can play how they want. It's just this person might one-shot everything. And that'll give you free reign. Do you want to stay, continue, and get the free carry, or do you want to leave? It's up to you at that point. But where they keep fighting it, and they don't want to give you a dedicated server, they want to keep saying that everything's fine, you're just going to have this modded issue. It's going to be there. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. And the community is going to keep bitching, oh, you're a modder, you're a modder. So what? People play games how they want to play. You're never going to tell people that they can't play a game the way that they want to. You're never going to do it. It doesn't matter. You can sit here and be like, oh, you're a modded piece of shit. That person's not going to fucking stop modding. They're going to laugh at you because you sat there bitching about it, and you're just going to be angry for no reason. That's all it is. But this is what I was talking about on Gear, if I can even remember how to fucking play this game. So if you see, right? Boom. Anomaly power cooldown, close range damage. Right? Anomaly close range damage cooldown reduction. Anomaly close range cooldown reduction. Anomaly close range cooldown reduction. And again, anomaly close range cooldown reduction. Can you imagine being able to do that? Now, the only thing I have that's even semi-modified are the armor values. Okay, the armor values are modded, and of course the levels of the gear is modded. But it is what it is, right? This build, I've already tried it. It doesn't one-shot everything. I purposefully made it to where it doesn't one-shot everything. I made it because I enjoyed the flashiness of this build, right? I wanted technically a Thor build, something that was just flashy as fuck, lightning everywhere. I wanted to see lightning on everything, right? And that's what this did, right? That's exactly what this did. Even with that much armor, like, you can still die. You can still die. So, but that's besides the point, right? And plus it was like a joke at the point when we were doing gear. That armor value was a joke. It was fucking hilarious. Because I didn't technically want to go on it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I want to test the build. I don't want to have, like, fucking things killing me. I want to see how things go, and it just kind of stuck. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You see what I'm talking about, right? That's just how that gear is. And that's the Ugake, right? Which, here's the Ugake. And if you look at it, bonus firepower, close range, healing received. So, boom. You already could tell that it was re-rolled completely. It's capable of being re-rolled. It's just that they lock it. They don't allow you to do it, right? They don't allow you to do shit like that for this reason alone, right? If you minus out the mods and so forth, right, all these values are still the same. Like, all the values on here are still the same. Like anomaly power and the cooldown reduction, all those values are the same because there's hard caps, right? I've learned that from the beginning. There's hard caps. So, you know, you look at the global cooldown reduction at 112.5. You basically can just stand in one place. See? You have your skill. Boom. See, there's cooldown still. It's not like it's anything, you know, modded, anything phenomenal. But that's your rough cooldowns, right? It's all still the same. But it's faster than something you'd be able to get if you were to use the entire set normally. That's the premise of why I bring it up. You can't do that in the regular game. You can't do it. And the reason you can't do it is because they lock you into playing how they want you to play. That's just how it is. They're going to lock you into how they want you to play. You want to wear this gear? You're going to deal with these benefits. You want to rock this gear? You're going to play to this benefit. You want to play with this gear? Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to find a way to work around this to play this play style that we want you to play as. So, leading back to what he was saying with build opportunities, there isn't any build opportunities. Like, I'm pretty sure some new stuff came out with World Slayer. And that's understandable. You know, with DLC, there's going to come out with some new stuff. But overall, man, like, this game is dead. I'm not going to say it's, like, completely dead. Because there's still people who play it. I mean, there's still people that play Anthem, surprisingly enough. Right? And that game's fucking dead. Like, dead. People forgot Anthem even existed. So, if there's people still playing Anthem, you know there's people still playing this. Well, let's just be real. Let's just be real. And, I don't know, man. Like, this game had so much potential, and the content creators, I don't know what happened with the content creators, just because I stopped after the bullshit. I got so fucking sick and tired of seeing people, you know, kiss the ass of PCF, and that's a lot of where this came from, was just the ass kissing. The ass kissing was a lot of it. And then you had people that were negative over stupid shit that was like user based. And I mean, this this game brought in so many fucking content creators from all different games that are like leeches. And most of those content creators can't stick to one game because that community kicked them out. That community didn't want to hear their shit. So a new game came out. They were like, ooh, let me go ahead and slither my way over here and see what I can fucking do. Right? And look, we're not going to knock anybody's hustle. Alright? I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle. Fucking make your content. But that's how it happened. PCF felt untouchable. They're like, oh, whatever we do, these people are going to enjoy it. But you don't. Only like so many people do. This game's supposed to be a AAA game. It's supposed to be a AAA title. But if you go on Twitter, they post something about the game, and the thing only gets like 14 likes. And then if you read the comments alone are what? There's nothing in the comments. Except for like maybe 6 people are like, oh yes, underrated game, best game ever. No, it's not. You can tell they're bots. You can tell they're bots. It's sad. It's really sad. This game had so much potential, man. And shameless plug, coming in a couple months, hopefully, we're going to have a game that suits up something very similar to this when we see First Descendant, and it's going to be free to play. It's going to be a 4-player cooperative shooter, literally of the same genre, and let's see if we can get somebody to do it right for once, right? Because apparently nobody can top Borderlands. We've seen that coming. This game can't compare. Most games can't compare to Borderlands. They keep trying. They keep trying to do something different, but hell, even Borderlands can't compare to Borderlands. Because every Borderlands since Borderlands 1 and 2 has been fucking garbage. Because they changed everything. There's no more loot drops that just fucking rain down loot. Any way you could possibly get loot in those games, it's all fucking tied down now. You don't get loot like you used to back in the day. Nowadays, gaming is just a fucking experience. You don't get anything off of it anymore, right? Gaming is what? Grind? It's just the developers wanting you to grind your ass off and work harder at getting content that they put into the game at a limited amount, because what's easier? Putting limited content and making it harder, or putting more content and making it easier? More coding or less coding? Please. They're going to drain your pockets, and that's exactly why I said the World Slayer should have been free. Because nothing World Slayer offered, nothing, was $40 worth at all. At most, it should have been a $5 DLC if we were to pay for it. Didn't offer anything. Didn't offer anything. And already, not even a couple months later, it's dead. I mean, it's what it is. You can't complain about the modders when you won't do anything to get rid of the modders. You can't use your content creators for ideas when the only content creators you use don't have any ideas on how to fix the things you have wrong. And the ones that do know how to fix the things you have wrong, you kick them out of your Discord like you did me. You shame me for being a modder, and all I do when I played this game was I played solo. Or I played with viewers who asked to play with me. I never match made. I never match made in this game. And the reason I never match made is because I'm modded. I'm modded. I'm not going to ruin somebody else's experience. That was never me. I'm modded. I could do it all on my own. I'm not going to go into matchmaking. But yet, there are people that are assholes that do it. And guess what? Just because one person doesn't mean everybody else does. And every single person who's modded got shamed for modding. Everybody. But, again, can't shame us for modding if nobody's going to do anything about fixing it. And all it takes to stop it is dedicated servers. And after a year, nobody can figure it out. But if you date all my videos back, I've been saying it since day one. Incorporate dedicated servers. Use that money you got from the people after ripping us off for this game, after ripping off the player base for the $40 DLC that was worth $5. Use that for dedicated servers. As soon as you do that, as soon as you fucking drop the game and then boot it back up with dedicated servers, the game will move faster. Not only will it move faster if you've got a good network team, but those modders will be able to log in. They won't be able to touch anybody else's shit. And like I said, I've been saying it since the beginning. And I've been fucking criticized and everything. It is what it is. I just moved on. Some of y'all still sitting back playing this game bitching about modders. Y'all keep bitching about the modders. But again, won't do nothing to fix it. That's y'all. That's y'all. But it's your boy. Sad to see. Sad to see this game go the route that it's going. But I might re-download Anthem. Go play that. Because at least that game had some fun things to it. This game is boring as shit. Anyway, I'm gonna go play some Back 4 Blood. Chill out. Stream a little bit. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you didn't, drop a comment. I know you will. I know you'll voice your opinion on how bullshit I am and fucking talk about how all this bullshit about how I just hate the game and white knights will fucking reunite in my comment section like they do on every other Outriders video. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. I'm already ready for you to show up down there. Go for it. It's your boy. I'm out.